do you want to play the guessing game?
Who, me? Yes.
Come on, try to guess it.
Well, Monty Python.
No.
I know.
I mean,
like I'm more thinking of franchise that starts with M rather than anything else you've told me. Like 94. I don't really know. Like not the 90s. Like I don't know. Saved by the Bell.
no.
But yeah, I know that's not in. That doesn't start with M.
I mean, Saved by the Bell isn't really a franchise. It's simply a show, and that's it.
But you said that there was a TV series.
Yes.
Okay, but it's not Morrowind.
Morrowind, the rom-com.
It's the M that is killing me.
Try asking other questions.
I'm trying to brush up on my like 90s right now, honestly. Like M. The Merry 70s? That's what they call it? No? The Crazy 70s? What's the name of the thing?
The Crazy 70s Show?
Is that the name?
I don't know. I never really watched it. Maybe a couple of episodes.
Yeah. I just like skimmed it. I'm tired of the guessing game.
No. You're
Yes.
now playing the guessing game.
But give me a hint or something. What's the second letter?
No. Try asking where it's from. Primarily. It will get
Where
much
is
easier.
it from primarily?
Yeah.
Well, where is it from primarily?
Try guessing. It is. I only answer with yes or no. Or
I hate this game. Who made the rules for this game? It's not supposed to go like this.
Satan.
You bastard. So, is it from United States of America?
No.
Primarily. Is
No.
it from Great Britain?
No.
It's not?
No.
Those were the only shows we ever got. Are they from like more or less local from the region?
No.
French?
No.
Spanish?
No.
Mexicano?
No.
Portuguese?
No.
That's the only thing we've
No.
been getting in the 90s.
We had one more thing.
Australian?
No. Though nice guess. No.
Yeah, really. Come on. You remember that Heartbreak High?
Actually, I don't. Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But hold
Drazik.
on. Yeah. Dražić. Drazik. I think they call him Drazik.
Yeah.
But he's like the third generation or something like that. They were like cool people before him. I remember that show.
Keep
Anyway,
guessing.
let's go back. Which other one did we get?
Okay, let me give you a little hint and help.
Finally, have mercy.
The show was on for a very brief time. You probably don't know that it even aired, and that is not the primary media of this franchise.
B. There comes a time in a man's life
That
where
he
he
needs
understands
to.
that needs to end the guessing game.
No.
Now is this time.
You have signed the covenant of the guessing game.
I did nothing of sorts.
You agree to the guessing game. Now we are not leaving this.
like thank you for your hint over there.
Try guessing it.
You probably never saw it, and it aired very briefly, and it's probably not the like its intended medium. Was it a radio show in the past? Was it a comic book in the past? A book?
I think it was a comic book as well. That it definitely was. Not primary though.
Was a video game its primary medium?
Yes.
Sorry?
Yes.
So there was a video game. Did that video game, was it popular during the 90s?
Yes.
Does it have the same name as the TV show? Let's call it.
Yeah, I think so. Again, you probably don't know about the TV show.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
No, though a very good guess, but they didn't originate from a video game.
I know, but it starts with an M. Transformers. I'm just listing all these
Transformers.
cartoons. Looney Tunes.
Try ignoring the cartoons and shows. Go
In
for the
Dexter's
video game.
Lab. Try ignoring the TV shows and cartoons. Did you just say that?
Yeah, focus on the video game.
Oh dear God! There were so many in the 90s. I actually played sports games in the 90s a bit more.
Yeah,
and I played something like Soul Reaver: Legacy of Kain,
which is like 99. This is like 94, 5, 6.
Yeah. You're right about that. Like if I Google for like 90s games, I will get so many things. Can you tell me the genre of the game perhaps?
Platform.
Metal Slug.
No.
Platform. Mario?
It's me, Mario!
I did it.
Yes, you did.
I won the game.
You won the game.
You know what?
Here is a cure to depression.
You know what, dear B? It's not Mario. It's Super Mario.
I don't care. Anywho, my story. So because Mario merchandise was sort of difficult to get.
Super Mario.
Mario merchandise is sort of difficult to get in Serbia. I'm the Mario expert here. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think there was a comic book.
No, there was a comic book.
You sure?
Absolutely. But you don't believe there was
Super Mario comic book.
Like, you seriously don't think there was a Super Mario comic book?
Okay, I found this.
Nope. Mario is a fictional character who appeared in a video game in 1983 and in a movie which is called Super Mario Bros. In 1993.
Like, I found 3 volumes of comics.
But not from the 90s.
I didn't say that the comics were from the 90s.
You see? The movie is Super Mario Bros.
Yeah, but the character is named Mario.
Yeah, but I wasn't guessing a character, you know.
But
no, this was on you. I think.
Anyway, so
two coffees and a sparkling water.
So so the merchandise for Mario was sort of difficult to come by. I mean, because it was difficult. So my parents opted to get me a Super Mario cake, and at the time it was typical, for children cakes, not to have fondant, but to be like 2D, like a picture of a character. But my Super Mario cake was 3D. It was actually a statue of Mario sitting because they couldn't make him standing because it would be too unstable. So everything goes great. I blow the candles and so on, and then comes the time to cut the cake. It was literally like a voodoo doll to me, like. Because as a kid, and sort of today, but not as much, as a kid, I would grow attached to objects. Like, I would keep a pencil because it is a pencil that I had for the longest time, and that's about it. I would keep it even if it's like drained, useless, broken, rusted, rotten, but it's the pencil that I had for the past 10 years. So you can imagine how did I react when they started carving that Mario. So my mother immediately realized that I'm not taking well to my idol being torn to shreds. So we entered the negotiations, and we reached the middle ground. We are going to save the head. The head. We are going to save the head. So we took the head of Super Mario.
You're absolutely ridiculous.
No, wait.
You put it in the freezer.
Yeah, we put it in the freezer. However, my dad, because he's sort of a sweet tooth, when he wanted something sweet, he would take the head from the freezer. He would turn it on the opposite end, like the back of the head, and he would literally gnaw at the back of the head, which is something you can't really notice when it's so. And I think that we have kept that head in that freezer for at least 3 or 4 years.
Well, it's better that than a dead body.
I'm not going to talk about that one, but my cousin had an amazing joke. You kept that Mario head until it turned to Luigi head.
That's a good one.
And there's a follow-up to this story.
I mean, you tortured me until we got to Mario, but it's a good one.
Well, you can cut it out and then we can make it into a Patreon post or something. Love you, patrons.
be torturing M to guess Mario where it's supposed to have been Super Mario, but okay.
Anywho, my 30th birthday.
Wow, that was recently, like 3-4 years ago.
Yeah, and my sister gets me a 3D Mario cake done by a professional cake boss. Not the cake boss, but a cake boss.
That was sweet.
And Mario is like holding number 30, and I think he's also sitting. And when we were when we were preparing to cut him up, you're not going to cry. No, I won't. And I didn't. I was a brave boy. We did not keep the head. But though it would be funny if I now had 2 Mario heads in the freezer. By the way, imagine like you're a burglar, you break into somebody's home, and because the freezer is one of the places where a typical Serb would hide his.
Trust me, the reaction would be, at least it's not a dead body.
No. But you like open the freezer and there's like 50 Mario heads in different stages of decomposition, and you're like.
No, it's really ridiculous.
That is my favorite childhood story, and thank God that I thought of it while we were talking, because otherwise.
Yeah, believe it or not, I remember like many childhood stories, but like right now as I was listening to yours, I just like my mind went like
blank.
Like I'm not giving you any. I mean, I can remember things like going to places with my dad.
Yeah.
It's those were all the best memories, of course.
Of course.
When we used to like build benches and tables in
nice.
In a forest.
Nice.
Like people sometimes do this. They agree with the authorities or something. We're gonna clear up this part and we're gonna build like a small little resting grounds kind of situation.
Yeah.
And I remember that very clearly. It was such a wonderful thing, because you were a kid and you're like punching nails into wood and like making benches that people are going to be using for the next decade. At least.
Nice.
The sad part, I never returned to that particular place, so I don't even know. Like, I don't even remember. But yeah, that just popped in my mind right now.
Why don't you go and visit? Because to be quite honest,
I wouldn't know how to find it. I wouldn't know how to find it.
Okay, that's different. Because when after we moved from my childhood neighborhood, I never really went there for any extended period of time. I would simply pass through it, but maybe like last year I did go and I did stroll around, and I think I felt like you did after the dream. Maybe not as strong because dream is something different.
Yeah, it's very vivid.
Yeah, because dreams literally take you on a travel. This was just like, oh man, uh, this is where I live. This is where we planted those plants.
You got a touch of nostalgia.
No, yeah, like
Yeah, you see, I am actually extremely nostalgic.
likewise.
Like in terms of I would avoid going to places that I know are gonna trigger it. You know, I would avoid going to those places. That's how nostalgic I am. I could remember something from the past and completely dwell in that memory and like feel the same way I used to feel while it was happening.
Yeah.
Like if I'm reliving a memory, trust me, I remember the freaking smell.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Well, smell.
That's how vivid it is.
Smell is like the most powerful sense when it comes to memories. You know.
Oh yeah, it's one of the most potent triggers. For different memories. Believe it or not. But it's really ridiculous how detailed I can remember things when it happens. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I remember like I used to go to a seaside house of a friend. It was like the five of us. It was the first time I ever went with friends, like away to sea, to seaside. I used to go to like camping, to some mountains. I used to go with school and stuff like that, but never like alone with friends without a chaperone.
Okay, yeah.
And that was the first time, and we were there for like 17 days. We planned to go 7, but it was just so good, and we were this kind of a combination of people. We didn't go party, right?
Yeah.
We just bought stuff like beer and snacks and stuff, and we played Dungeons and Dragons for like 17 days.
Nice.
Like it was ridiculous, and we went to like bathe in the mornings, then like beer in the afternoons, and then in the evenings we would play D&D.
Nice.
So we couldn't spend the money that we brought with us. We expected to spend it in like 7 days, and it ended up lasting us 17. And I remember revisiting the place. It's a small little settlement in Montenegro called Chany.
Yeah, I know it.
I've
been there.
Yeah, you might have heard of it. Yeah, if you've been there, you know what I'm talking about. And I went to find the place, and they teared it all down and built a hotel.
Yeah.
But I distinctly remembered how to get there, and you know what? I also distinctly remembered how to get to your house on the Zlatibor mountain.
Yeah.
And I had the same moment when I looked across the fence or whatever that thing is. I totally had like that moment. Like I remembered exactly what we were doing. Some of the things we were talking about. I remember the termites in your roof or something. Where I used to sleep was the room of your uncle.
Yeah. The most beautiful room in the house.
You would be amazed as to the level of detail I remember things. Even that trip we took together like 10 years ago. It's ridiculous.
Sadly, when it comes to Zlatibor, they're so building up the place that they're destroying that beautiful little settlement.
They have already destroyed it, if you ask me.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go beyond, like.
Yeah. I mean,
mountain trails. If you pick up the mountain trails, then you're good. But
no, but the thing is, on Zlatibor it was. On Zlatibor it was sort of a point that you couldn't build a building that had over 2 floors in height. So there were no tall buildings, only like houses, maybe like a very small hotel or something.
10 floors, no problem.
Yeah. But now it's basically like this loud, obnoxious, kitschy tourist place where they seem to be competing who will build the tallest building, and it's
And who can build on top of somebody else?
yeah, it's really something that's really trashing your childhood. It is exceptionally painful to me, and I don't know. I wish I could stop it in any way I can, but in this country that's thriving on criminals, sadly, there's absolutely nothing that can be done, I think.
Yeah.
Sadly.
I actually had to stop Angela, my wife, while we were taking a stroll through Zlata, and I was like,
Yeah.
this is it. This is it. What is it? It's like the Liberty Street or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sloboda.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember the number actually, but I remember the place when I walked by, and I think somebody was in the yard,
Okay.
sitting like, I can't really remember that well now that I mentioned, but I have it on, like I was wearing a GoPro,
Okay.
so I do have a recording of that. I might actually share it with you. I mean, might be fun
Please do.
to like review. There was like the floor we were, it was like the first floor, that's where we were sleeping,
Mm-hmm.
and there was the base floor where there was the living room where we played D&D with the guests that joined us. Yes, I think it was a very nice time.
Yeah. It was picture perfect. It was so relaxing, so nice. Everybody.
And we just met basically. That was also very interesting. Like very interesting.
Yeah. Because
a
common friend introduced us. She was like, "Hey, can I bring some friends?" I'm like, "Sure, why not?" And that is how Em and I met.
Yeah, she sent me. Actually, we might have met like very briefly before that, on like a
Birthday. Yeah. I don't count that.
Where we played Pictionary.
Okay, I can't really remember that.
She had a black cat at the time.
Yeah.
A very very distinct black cat that was like very playful.
Yeah.
And also very scary at the same time, depending on the context. And her party was like very freaky. Like very freaky people came to that party. I remember very distinctly.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, she literally had people all across the spectrum.
Quite a good observation, I might say.
Yeah.
I remember it very well. I remember because, well, long story. I might even pick up a couple of photos from back then. Because I do keep some photos. Like, what year was that?
When we met? Oh, I can't remember. Was it like 2008? I do know that I have photos from
Zlatibor, yeah.
Yeah, and I think I even sent you some recently.
Or the other way around?
No, I remember I sent you mine.
2008. Oh dear God.
Is it 8?
Oh dear God. I don't know. I'm not finding it.
Maybe I can't really. Maybe it was even earlier. Maybe like 2005 even.
You think it was earlier? I don't think so.
Maybe
I 2005 is like beginning of high school. No. This was more towards
Yeah, closer to 2010 then. What? Are you finding it?
Oh my dear God!
What?
I did find something from 2008, and I'm like, like I'm looking at like you.
Yeah. The
I'm like,
withered me. Oh man, no,
I have to.
no.
Like I have to. I
Okay,
have to.
fine, do it. I don't
Like
care.
like how is this even? How is this? How is this even possible? Man?
You know, when I see pictures like that, I'm like, thank God I became fat.
Who can even say that? So this must have been before that. This must have been in 2007 or something.
How do you know it must have been before that? Based on
Because
what?
because the the image that I just looked at, like
Yeah.
you couldn't have been there, and that we haven't met before that. It's absolutely impossible. It's absolutely
What?
100%, absolutely 100% not possible.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Ce n'est pas possible.
Well, that's one way to look at it.
I don't know. I mean, I might spend some time and like dig it out because
Like in the rabbit hole.
I mean there were so many birthdays back then. I have images from
Oh yeah.
birthdays, and it's like it's absolutely never ending.
Is
Oh,
this?
yeah, actually, wow, 2005. That was already college.
Yep. Like
Oh,
first
man.
year of college.
Man, look at that, man.
Mm-hmm.
This is absolutely unacceptable.
Yet it
Time
is
flies.
true. Yet
Why
it
does
is
it
true.
fly? Why does it fly? I can't stop looking at this. I have to stop. Stop it. Do
Yep.
it now. Do it now. Release the phone. Release the phone.
Release it.
Wow. Wow. Господи Боже.
Yep.
What was the topic?
Our childhoods, respective childhoods.
My childhood. Well, I
My
had the pleasure.
body.
My body. Knife in the back. Fallout 2. My pal.
My
You know that?
well, that's what I was quoting.
Yeah, so it's not my buddy, it's my pal.
Ah, okay.
It's I actually had the privilege of living in a settlement in the Čukarica municipality in Belgrade, which is called Cerak Vinogradi.
Okay.
It's
it's beautiful.
It's probably one of the most beautiful. It was probably one of the most beautiful settlements in Belgrade.
Mm-hmm.
The two. A married couple, I believe, from Norway, who has created a project for that, for that entire settlement. They used to call it humane settlement. They actually got it like a very prestigious award in the domain of architecture back in the day because it was built at the beginning of 80s.
Okay.
I think, or in the middle of 80s, and we started living there, I think, in 87 or 8 or 9, I don't know. And the thing is, if I mean, you can Google it, and we might leave like a Wikipedia link or something.
Okay.
But this is like imagine like a huge park.
I know it's like.
And that huge park is surrounded by like motorway, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there's no motorway inside, and there's like very specifically created like streets which have their own specific buildings, and streets were named by the name of trees.
Wow. And
You know?
and the very fact that there was no motorway there in the middle meant like endless playing possibilities.
Yes, like when it snows, you could like take the snow. What's it called? What does the
Snowball.
Santa ride? What does the Santa ride?
Sleigh.
Sleigh. Yeah, thank you. The sleigh. You could take sleigh or like mini skis or something like that, and you could like go anywhere. It was so awesome.
Man.
And of course many places to hang out, many places to do whatever the hell you want. There's schools, kindergarten, everything's like integrated. I went to a kindergarten there, I went to school there. It was really wonderful. And honestly, I
Nice.
complete you could consider that a bit of a suburb area,
Okay.
as opposed to you living like very near to city center,
Yeah.
right? Obviously. So it's kind of a different vibe, right?
Oh yeah.
I guess you kind of grew up in a lot of concrete,
Yeah.
which is to me very foreign, and now I'm living in a place which very much reminds a part of the settlement where I live at, which is next to a river. Is actually very reminds me a lot of my previous
Yeah.
living place, because it also has a lot of uh, green, a lot of green, a lot of grass and all of that. And I must say honestly, like my childhood was perfect. And I grew up with practically with one parent,
Yeah.
because my mother passed away when I was like almost one.
Oh.
So I have no recollection, and I spent a lot of that time when I was a kid. It was only like dad and my brother and I. So and my father was a wonderful parent, and my childhood was very happy. Like I felt super happy. I had a lot of friends in that neighborhood, and it was such a great place just to raise kids. Unfortunately, it's not like that today. The settlement that I grew up in, it's it wasn't maintained. Back when people were coming to that settlement for the first time, it was all families with kids.
Yeah.
Now there's a lot of old people and like new families coming in, and it's a whole different experience. Back in the day, this place had everything you can imagine, like the bookstore, clothes, shopping, supermarket, and now it's all like it doesn't exist. The industrialization took over, and it's like kind of lost its spirit.
Yeah. By the way, this reminded me. Back at my old neighborhood, there were a lot of kids, and it did have greenery, and I believe that greenery is very important because bushes are endless playtime opportunity for kids, because bushes become forts, houses, hideouts, everything you wanted. They're great. When we moved here, concrete jungle, like no greenery, no kids. I remember going with my sister, and we were circle our block trying to find a kid to play. And I remember once we met a kid, and it was like, "Hi, what's your name?" And he or she said, "My name is that or that." And wow, cool. Wanna hang out? Yeah, sure. And we never saw him or her again.
Okay, bye.
Bye. I mean, okay.
So,
I mean, we did have like schoolmates and everything, but you didn't have your neighborhood circle, which was
man, I could ride a bicycle for an hour without touching motorway in the place where I grew up.
Wow.
Like that's how tucked in
Yeah.
it still is in a way. They've changed things, but it's still very tucked in. You know what? I have a recent. I don't know. Maybe I've mentioned it before in the podcast, but who cares, right?
Yeah.
I
Who even listens to it?
Yeah, obviously. I took my kids to the park.
Okay.
And like, and we met this kids, like little girls, like 3 years old tops.
Oh,
And,
I think I know this. Yeah.
and the kid, and I don't know how it came to like how we came to that, but I think maybe Yulia was like, "Hey, mom, dad," and she was like, "Wait, what? How do you like? What's the name of your parents?" And you was like, "Mom and dad." My God, mine too. So it was so cute, but she was so like she was so honest. She was like, oh,
I
mine
can't
too.
believe.
Wow. And I'm like, hey kid. Like, I mean, you're gonna live a very happy life.
By the way, this reminded me. There was this thread on some Serbian page, like share your
Serbian page.
on Facebook.
What's a Serbian page?
Like Serbian page on Facebook.
Okay.
Like share some stupid belief that you held as a child. I'm sad that I did not bookmark it because it was so good. I was laughing out loud at a lot of them. Like one girl was like, I never could figure out how do they kill people in like in movies and TV shows, because I did have a concept of an actor. So I come to the conclusion that they would bring a death row inmate, dress him up for the part, and that death row inmate would get shot instead of the actor, and that is how the actor would continue on acting in different parts. And I remember that my silly belief, I mean, it wasn't belief, it was a philosophical conundrum. Like, you have the elevator shaft, and you have the elevator cabin, you know? So you push the button and the cabin comes. For the life of me, I had no idea how different cabins evaded each other. It simply did not occur to me that there was only one cabin. So my solution to this problem was that probably while one cabin is going down and one cabin is going up, one of them goes sideways. To let the other cabin pass. But while I did like this solution, it had one glaring problem that was apparent even to me, so I did not understand how to resolve it. Why does my cabin, the one that I'm into, never go sideways? And there's like, conundrum. Did you have any such silly beliefs or thoughts or?
No, but you kind of reminded me of something very like very interesting. So at some point, my dad asked me to visit our old apartment where this guy lives, where something like a piece of mail or an important thing like was delivered there, and it was already like a couple of years after we moved out. And you know, when you grow up in a building, in an area, you know literally every centimeter of it, every millimeter of it. You know, well, for you Americans, every inch. Really, as and especially when you're like a kid and you're like growing up since the beginning and you're really getting to know this place. I could, even today, I could close my eyes and I would know where I am and where I'm stepping. I can visualize every inch of everything around my building, right? Nice. And far beyond that. I could, even today, I bet I could walk to my old school with my eyes closed. I would bet on it. I would literally bet on it. Fun fact, the elevator, I lived in the 6th floor, which was the top floor of the building. As the elevator travels, you know, it squeaks and squeals and punches things along the way. Yeah. I know this sound even today by heart. I know how the elevator sounds. Nice. So here I am going to my old apartment to pick something up. I'm entering the elevator and it starts. And there's like a small change on one of the floors, which I immediately notice. And I'm like,
It's not the
Like,
same.
I'm like, that's it. It changed. You know.
It's not the same anymore.
Yeah.
Now it sucks.
We were very creative kids.
Yeah.
When I think about it, we used to, like, in front of my the entry to my building, we had this like plateau,
Okay.
which had this like small walls with some dear God, how is this called? Geländer. Translate.
Railing.
Railing?
Railing.
Oh, yeah, railing. Nice.
Yeah.
I thought it was only used for stairs, but then I played a game where it was also used like as pretty much fence. But yeah, so this was like a small wall with railings, and it was like a big plateau. Like
Okay.
like 5 to 10 of us kids would be able to like just be there, and we used to like take chalk and draw on those walls, and we would draw a spaceship. Like imagine Star Trek, right? And
Nice.
everybody would draw their own console, right? And we would play for hours and hours and hours. We would play like we were a crew of a spaceship, and we would like
Wow.
operate the consoles and like fight aliens and whatnot. That was so awesome. Like a lot of kids like would partake. And I don't know which kind of games you played, but since we lived in such an area where you didn't have cars and all that, we would like split into two groups. One group would be like running away, and the other group would try to catch them. Like you might call it like cops and thieves or something like that.
Yeah.
But the idea was whoever was running away had to use the chalk and draw arrows along the way that the team that was chasing them was supposed to follow. And then the idea was to sometimes mask the trail, draw an arrow in beneath a stone, or something needs to be turned or pushed. It was the most fun you could imagine. And we had so much room, man. Imagine an entire park with buildings, and it could take literally the entire day. Like it could take like 7-8 hours easily for the game to end.
To be quite honest, I mean, we did play games and so on, but nothing as creative as that. That simply takes the chalk.
But you lived in a different area. You couldn't have done that. It's absolutely it's too urban, I think.
No, it's not just that. I mean, there were enough kids and so on, but we simply, we sort of played standard games for at that time. I really can't imagine.
Standard games.
Well, yeah, like the games that have an actual name. How do you call that game in Serbian?
This one? We just call it arrows.
Well, yeah, but I'm pretty sure that it isn't recorded anywhere. Somebody thought of a great idea, and that's it.
I don't really know. We played the standard games as well. I mean.
Yeah. Well, I would assume that you had, but it's a strange thing. I mean, childhood. I wish I could return to relive it. For all of its ups and downs. I mean.
The only thing that I actually miss from childhood is just the feeling of carelessness.
Yeah.
Like. Nothing.
Your soul
Nothing really had any weight. Nothing was really pressing you. You had a family. Well, not everybody. I do apologize.
Yeah.
Not everybody, and some of us would have like only one parent. But again, as I said, I had such a wonderful childhood. I could never really say that I've missed one parent. Even though you would know. Like I don't know how to talk to women.
Says a married guy to a single guy.
That's irrelevant.
But yeah, you don't.
That's irrelevant. That's trust me.
No. I'm just kidding.
Trust
but
me.
yeah.
I grew up with like a father and a brother. Only had male friends throughout.
But
Yeah, so
you got better. You got better eventually. So
no, I did. Again, I had lady friends in high school. That's where I think I started like socializing with women
yeah,
actually. And then in college it was much easier, of course. But I still strongly believe that I'm missing a part of just something. I'm like missing something. But it's a whole different discussion. The thing is, I just remember my childhood being like perfect. I
yeah.
remember just
Likewise.
feeling perfect, and that growing up with a father and basically only a father, he was everything to me, right?
Yeah,
And if I had any fears or doubts or um, whatever kind of like a bad emotion, all I had to do is like run into his arms, and everything would be gone. Like that's what I
man.
miss. That's what I miss with childhood. I miss being able to simply like the only thing that had the ability to be compared to that and had overcome it was basically a very strong prayer.
Yeah, yeah,
What was that kind of prayer where you pour your soul into it and you get this absolutely undeserved grace
yeah,
from God. Like you just you live in a different plane for a while. That's the only thing that I can put above this
yeah,
this feeling of absolute love that I used to feel when I was a child.
yeah.
Like, and I have my father to thank for it. He was like,
And thank God for it.
thank God for my father. Absolutely.
Well,
You know what? That's like, when I used to do that, like Angela saw like that some Protestant denomination or whatever, they would like write down like what they're thankful for.
yeah,
And the first thing I wrote when I like, because I liked the exercise, the
yeah.
first thing I wrote was my father. Believe it or not.
That sounds absolutely reasonable. I mean, I would put my family first, of course, because I mean,
No, not me. Takes
no,
the list and scratches B off the list.
no, gets pushed to the 98th place, previously second.
Oh yeah, there was an episode or a couple of episodes in Seinfeld, which I never actually watched, and I don't really like the show, where Lauren Graham, the actress, played this girl. Lauren Graham, you would know her from Gilmore Girls.
I didn't. Why would I know her from Gilmore Girls? I never watched that.
I thought Gilmore Girls is bad, but I've changed my mind recently about it. I don't think it's
literally never watched anything.
It's fine. It's fine.
No,
But
I believe you.
but she like she had like a phone and she had speed dial. Remember
Okay.
speed dial?
Of
You
course.
would have like a stationary phone, and then you would have like this piece of paper where you could like write down.
Yeah, I know.
Who's one, who's two, and stuff like that. And like
Oh,
I remember
some things younger generations will never know.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember like Seinfeld, the main like character, like seeing himself on like number 2 after like 1 week of dating her, and then after like 2 weeks of dating her, he climbed to number 1, and then he got a call from her mother, and she was like, "I fought for that first place for years. You're not gonna mess it up for me, boy." And yeah, I just remember that.
No, that's a good one. That's a really good one.
Did you have the rotary phone?
Yeah, actually, I wanted when you said that you had your special gadget watch. I remember that we did not have a phone For like
What?
maybe, yeah, for like 5 or 6 years of my life, we did not have a phone at all.
Dude, my earliest photo that I have as a baby is me holding the phone.
A Nokia
red
cell
rotary
phone.
No. That's a red default communist
Oh
phone.
yeah. I know.
You know,
yeah,
from
course.
every communist office ever.
Yeah, but the one that we had was it was great. The first phone that we had was gray, and it was a rotary. But the very next one that we had, it had standard dial. It was red with a black receiver. I still remember that. By the way, I also
the first wireless phone that we had, man, that was like we had like an intercom on it.
Yeah.
And we would like turn it on from one room and then like scream at the phone to people in the living room. It was like ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Yeah. I think that we went to our neighbors when we had to call somebody, or people would call the neighbor and he would call us, but that was like maybe once or twice a week. Like
stationary phones are dead, but for some reason these generations of our parents still use them.
It's the force of habit. I mean,
they still read newspapers.
Yeah. For example, when because we have 2 landlines in our apartment, one for us and the other for Granny, and I hate it when I hear Granny's phone ringing, because in
somebody doesn't know she passed away.
No. In 99% of cases, it will be some silly promotion for a free pillow or cleaning the air conditioners or something. And once it was, hello, this is. Can I speak to Gospova? Oh, I'm sorry, she passed away. Oh, I'm so sorry. I wanted to say that this person she knew passed away. Well, she knows it by now. I didn't actually say it, but I thought of it.
God rest her soul.
Yeah.
I am grateful for the share. B. It was. I mean, I kind of feel happy for the childhood I had. I just feel happy for the childhood I had, and for the people I've met and the situations I was in. Not all of them. Okay. Sorry.
Well, I'm thankful for every head I have in my freezer. And dear patron and dear viewer, that head just might be yours. Next. What's that?
Fireworks.
What's up with fireworks recently? There's
first of all, this is Serbia, so basically this is the new Wild West. This is now 1 a.m., 1:20 a.m., and there's fireworks from the rafts from the Sava River, where the mafia has their illegally built rafts, which police never touches, and they throw parties. These, I think, they're referred to as Corona parties.
Well, okay. I wanted to say something very unchristian, but I will refrain it. But speaking of fireworks...
But you shall send it to me on a Viber. Just kidding.
Just kidding. When I went to my new apartment today, just to check on things, to check mail.
Yeah. Are you even considering doing something about that apartment sometimes? Well, like moving there?
Well, first I had Corona, then my father had Corona, and now the architect's mother has Corona. So, delay, it's a delay train. So, we of course plan to do and to renovate it and everything, but it kept being delayed. Anyway, I went to the apartment and it is on the first floor. And I noticed that on the ground floor, there's a fireworks shop. And I was like,
wow, imagine if it blows.
No, that is what I thought. Like, my insurance company must not know about this.
Yeah, so when the guy from the insurance company comes to like check it out, you can like you just tell them put all the blinds on, put something to cover the sign of the shop, like
By the way, the sign of the shop is very creative. It's a witch riding a firework rocket. I really like it.
is it a Halloween shop or a fireworks shop?
Well, no, it's for the rafts.
Yeah. Well,
Oh, man.
are people in the United States still not allowed to go to church?
It really depends from state to state. In some, I think that in some states they forbade communion. In some states they forbade, whatever. In some states they forbade chanting of all, like church singing of all things.
What? Why?
Because opening your mouth spreads corona or something. I don't know. I don't. How am I supposed to divine the crazy?
Yeah, I know. I mean, here in Serbia, they practically banned going to church with the rules, but nobody's really obeying that. So
Nobody's obeying and nobody's enforcing, and it's match made in heaven.
yeah, I mean, for some reason, as of yet, they haven't really touched people going to church, like not even like a bad uttered word or something like that from like the police and whatever. But atheists had their share of mud thrown.
Well, they did barge into that schismatic church by Bishop Artemius.
They did? Who?
Yeah,
When?
yeah. There's a video of it. It was near the beginning of the pandemic.
Really?
Yeah. And it's just like awkward, like people barging in during the liturgy, and it's like, I don't like the footage of this at all. Like it's, I mean,
Yeah.
and you can see that the policemen are like, feeling extremely awkward. Like, come on, disperse, and people are like, you're barging in on the divine service. How dare you? And the policemen are just like, but I have orders.
Yeah, so yeah, I haven't been thinking about the like
Schismatics.
them.
The Shazamtics.
Shazamtics. By the way, Great Shazam Volume 2. When? What's up with this, man? I mean, we have material.
I have to write the script. That's the top thing that is preventing the next episode. But I can't wait.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
But so far, I have to say this out loud. I'm afraid that we won't top the first episode, which was so good. I'm really proud. No, I'm so proud of the first episode.
Challenge accepted.
Oh,
challenge
okay.
accepted.
Fine.
Challenge accepted.
Fine.
Accepted. Challenge. Pleasure talking to you, B.
You too. And
so late. It's so late right now, and there's so much work to be done.
And there's so much firework.
No, it's done. It's done. But yeah. Whatever you guys are celebrating, enjoy your Corona party. I wanted to cancel my internet subscription today.
After we lost the internet signal, or before that?
No. My mobile internet connection, like that I carry with me in the tablet.
Why?
I'm changing operators, and I'm like, hey guys, I'd like to cancel. My contract is like up. It's done, so I want to cancel. Well, you have to, like go to one of our, places, the nearest place, and I'm like, okay, guys, I have Corona. Do you really want me to go? Like I recently went through Corona and I'm still in self-isolation. Do you really want me to go?
Oh, good one.
Oh,
good
well,
one.
You could actually write an email, send it here, sign it, and we'll take care of it for you. Sure.
Idiots.
No problem.
Idiots.
Everything. This is the thing in Serbia.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do a thing, But if you push,
you can do a thing. In Serbia, we oftentimes say, why do it the easy way when you can do it the difficult way?
yeah.
You know, and
that's
you
how
know,
we do things. By the way, that's how things. That's the only thing. The only way things are done.
yeah, and that is we say that often, like, you know, like parodying our own incapability to make things easier for literally everyone.
Yeah, true. And we are like we're like there's this thing that you have to like beg people to do their job. Like, please do your job. Please do your job.
Yeah, and when somebody is really not doing his or her job, we tend to say he does not like to meddle with his own job.
Yeah. Oh, I love this mentality, man. I love this
it's
mentality.
great. It's great.
Like this guy from the, you know, like the electro distribution company.
Electric company.
The electric company, our like national electric company. So he parks his truck at the very section of the road where people are like turning and they have to go around. It's like it's ridiculous. And he has so much room down the road, and he's actually like dealing with something that's further away.
Yeah.
And I'm driving a car and I like stop and I'm like, hey dude, couldn't you like park a little bit more away from the mess you're creating? Like I was polite, you know, and his reaction was, I could have shut down this entire street, you know. Okay, thank you.
By the way, when I was
Great.
when I took a little walk today during the day, because otherwise my legs would literally forget how to walk. I wanted to pass by this guy, but there was only room for one of us to pass. And, you know, in that kind of situation, you're letting the other person pass, but they don't. So, you know, it's awkward.
And when you both yield.
Yeah. And then as we're passing each other, the guy's not wearing a mask. He does something like, and I'm wearing my mask. And he's like, boo, Corona, don't go to hell. And... I
what?
don't know. No. That is approximately what I heard. I don't know if he was like joking, or was he really annoyed by my mask, or was he annoyed because of our inability to, you know, pass by each other or something. But I was so annoyed at that. Like, do you know that I can cough in your face and literally kill you?
My battery is at 3%.
And mine is...
Wonderful night.
Also...
You know what our mutual friend told me when I told him I was about to like record with you? It was like, is it remote? And I was like, yeah, wear a mask just in case.
Yeah. like that comic I made. Why is your voice muffled?
It's like, it's never going away.
Never. Like
you went through Corona. I was like, I know who gave it to me.
And the worst thing is, you're not even sure that you will never have it again.
Yeah, that sucks. But yeah, God willing, it will not. So
yeah.
By the way, if we never said it, everybody, thank you for your prayers. They have been felt.
Oh yeah. By the way, guys, thanks to you, I and all the people I infected completely recovered. So thank you so much for your prayers. May God return 200-fold approximately. If you get Corona 200 times, may He heal you 200 times. And if you get it 201st time, I can only do so much.
But B, we missed the chance to canonize you.
Oh man, I can't wait for my bad fan art to get into collected works of Saint Bojan of Belgrade by Obraz Svetački.
You know that the heresy alarm sounded twice somewhere right now?
Yeah.
It was like, did you feel like an electroshock or something? Didn't you?
No. I came into the
1% battery.
Okay, I came into the habit of saying that whenever somebody said something extremely outlandish or outrageous that people literally want to kill that other person, I said that was recorded at the seismological authority. Bye.
Ciao.
Ciao.